Day 24 started unusually with some off-bike sightseeing. That's in the cathedral in Kirkwall, which is well worth a visit to. Lots of interesting stone inscriptions and gargoyles and things inside. And then across the road to the museum, which has got exhibitions covering the entire history of the island, again well worth a visit, before hitting the road and cycling west for the first time in a long time. Now, I had an ambitious plan for this day which involved going west and then north, all following the coast along, before eventually going south again to reach Stromness. However, it became clear that the weather was just not going to improve in the way that had been promised, and just as I set out on that, I had second thoughts, turned around, came back and headed straight to Stromness. Well, the weather was meant to ease up today on Orkney, but here I am once more in a bush shelter. It's not as torrential, but it's not very pleasant, and I'm cycling into the wind all the time. So it's meant to stop in the evening. I'm going to head straight for the campsite, and yeah, I'll go out later if it does stop. Jesus. The Stones of Stenness were just a couple of 100 metres off that route, so I decided I would detour even in the rain for this briefly. What's more establishing than the advantage of the terrible weather is you do get the place is almost totally to yourself. Otherwise it just means sheep. Very impressively big stuff. Orkney has a concentration of some of the most impressive Neolithic monuments on the islands, so I definitely wanted to see these. That was part of my reason for going there, and it was just a shame that the weather was again out against me, but it was promising to improve the following day and even that evening, so I decided to head to the campsite, set up, and just hope that I could get out again later. Note the technique with this dry stone wall, because that evening it did stop raining, so I went back to cairn, which is just down the road, for a quick visit, and you can actually get inside this. I didn't realise at the time, but the gate opens, so once I went in, and look, we have pretty much the same sort of stonework, but from several thousand years previously. Yeah, there's no supervision of the cairn, so you basically just rock up and there's a metal gate you can push open, and then you crawl down this tiny narrow tunnel, and then you get inside it. And when I was there was only one other person, but she didn't actually come inside, so I had the place to myself. Well worth the visit, particularly in the evening when there's nobody around. And then on the way back, I went through the old streets of Stromness. I'm going to do this again with the video in tomorrow morning, so we'll see these again. But very well worthwhile, and quite a view across the bay, and also, thankfully, a transformation in the weather, which was going to last more than a couple of days after being rained on for 7 or 8 days running.